You're welcome to my Father Taught Me series, Volume 1, Sifting the Truth Between Science and Religion. This is Series 8, titled Choice and the Kingdoms Within You. Dear brethren, you're welcome to Series 8 from the jolting effects of Mathew 23 in Series 7. That's the last series we've just covered. It's not easy for the flesh to face the chastisement of the words of truth, especially when the King himself speaks of the kingdom of the Most High. For Christ is the anointed King. Christ was speaking in Matthew 23 about the terms of reference of the kingdom given to him by our Father in heaven. It is always extremely bitter and sweet to the flesh and spirit respectively, depending on whose side of the kingdom one belongs. I mean, it's a matter of life and death, a matter of heaven or hell, a matter of which we are given the opportunity and power of choice between two kingdoms, the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. The case has already been made for the kingdom of light, which was stated in the entire book of Matthew, chapter 23, which we covered in Series 7. And in a case of obedience, not to partake of the equivalent of the forbidden fruit that leads to death. Oh goodness, I say to the book of Matthew 23, thanks indeed. Now the challenges we have. The serpent is master of distractions from anything concerning the knowledge of the kingdom of the Most High within you. The serpent did it in the Garden of Eden that started the reign of death, and again to the seeds of Adam. According to the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10, said, "The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy." And until the Spirit of the Most High, through Christ, which Christ expressed himself in the same book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. I, Christ, am come, that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Christ has wiped out the serpent's stronghold in the field of the Garden of Eden and the field of the earth. This is witnessed for the records as classified into events before Christ, called BC, and events after the death of Christ, as it is written in the records of mankind and sciences. So whatever date you are writing is either AD or BC. Even science is noted that every trace of elements in the earth matters are all present in the flesh of man, which was also beast. To explain the issue of man being beast, a brother, a foreigner, David said in the books of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 16 to 17. He said, "Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect. And in thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them." This was followed again by the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 22, when it says, this is to clarify the fact that without the Most High, one is a beast. So it goes like this: "So foolish was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee, until the Most High breathed life into man, and man became a living soul." It was the breath of the Most High into man that made man a living soul, different from the beast of the field described in the scripture, where it was said that the serpent was the most subtle of all the beasts in the field of the Garden of Eden. Furthermore, in Psalms 139, verse 17, he said, "How precious also are thy thoughts unto me." That's David. "O Most High, how great is the sum of them." Then 139, verse 18, summarized, "If I should count them, they are more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with thee." The above statements from the seed of Adam, David, was a great challenge and torture and consternation to the serpent. And the scripture actually kept the book of Psalms, which kept the records of the battle between the serpent's kingdom of darkness and David's kingdom of light, which was being established by the Most High. And it's this serpent referred to in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Most High had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, had the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?" That is the confusion mankind have till date. However, as a beast in the field, that is the serpent, and the most subtle beast, we can infer that man was also beast in the earth without the Spirit of the Most High through Christ. The characteristic of the beast, the influence of the serpent beast in the heart of man. It's a matter of choice, and the popular choice that the serpent flaunts before the heart of man out of the serpent's deceit is explained further in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9 to 10. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Most High, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways. That is, according to the choice he makes in his heart between evil and good, and according to the fruit of his doings. It all still boils down to the choice you make in any situation for any action. Not only that, that Christ came down to the earth, the field of the earth, where dwelleth the subtle beast. Christ came to salvage and restore the souls of men from the kingdom of darkness. And Christ taught men the prayer that reminds the serpent that his time is up, that his days are numbered. This was contained in the book of Mathew chapter 6 verse 10. When Christ, in the prayer we call our Lord's Prayer, he said, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven." Wherefore the serpent knows the serpent has lost out to the Spirit of Christ in heaven, and now anytime the serpent hears the words, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth," the serpent shivers, knowing that his time on the earth is almost over. So he's hell-bound for maximum destruction in the earth before leaving it for Christ. However, through the Most High, Christ has overcome. Kindly note that the battle has always been about the kingdom of the Most High within you through Christ. It is the battle for the souls of men who must, as ordained by the Most High, voluntarily make a choice of which kingdom our hearts desire. That is the contention with man. Note that there is no contention with the Most High. The Most High has given us a free will to choose between two kingdoms. A, the kingdom of the Most High within us, represented by Christ the Anointed, who has earned the kingship of the just judge. Our heart is the battleground of making our choice. Either of the kingdom of the Most High in his righteousness within us for our salvation, or the kingdom of the serpent that has been crept upon us with the state of the art of distraction, and to the deepest kingdom of hell within us. Hear what Christ said about this hellish condition within man also. The book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 23 says, "All these evil things come from within and defile the man." What are these evils of the kingdom of unrighteousness within us as described in details by Christ? It states, all these evil things come from within, the kingdom of unrighteousness, and defile the man. So the question is how? For from within out of the heart of men proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man. Now, brethren, of all the evils stated above, the evil of deceit is the father and mother that started all the evils above. In fact, the first sin in the Garden of Eden was deceit. When the serpent told Eve in Genesis 3, verse 3 to 4, "But of the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. The very first lie on earth." And Christ had lashed out at the spirits of the serpent, thus in the book of Matthew 23, 33. Hear what he said about the serpents who are followers of the serpent himself. Say, "Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell?" Here again, when Christ made this statement that touches the heart. After all said and done, and Christ beheld and looked around and lamented in the book of Matthew 23:37, and he said, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest thy prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and he would not. So this was very painful to Christ. So far, all one have said so far are to expose the main weapon of the serpent in the battle of the kingdom of the Most High within you. Within you, the seeds of Adam, and serpent's art of deception. We will not have us ignorant of the serpent's major weapon, deceptions for distraction. And the question is how? This is how the serpent deploys through deception the formidable weapons of distraction. He has a strategy, and this is the strategy. The serpent will announce with honey-coated tongue in the cheek, "Come buy honey. Broad is the way to enjoyment, and be happy in my kingdom." Oh. What have one just heard? Whereas Christ has just said this about the kingdom of salvation, which is stated in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13 to 15. As opposed to the serpent's advertisement concerning the way to the kingdom of salvation. Hear what Christ said. He said, "Enter ye in at the straight gate." Straight gate is a very narrow, cumbersome gate. "For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravaging wolves." These were the warnings of Christ. Back to the issue of honey. But the honey is subtly laced by the serpent with poison, as with Eve. Also, the serpent is doing the same with all the seeds of Adam, of which we were all one, and with the present generations, using the very mastery science of deceit, with which he caused Adam to lose his kingdom, and consequently died. Note that the law given by the Most High was necessary for guidance of choice and discipline of the mind. Without discipline, there can be no natural orderliness uninterrupted. However, in the present generations, the serpent has deployed the weapons of deceits and distractions into his battleground, the kingdom of darkness, against the kingdom of righteousness, the kingdom of light. The question is, how? He did it mainly through the very documents of salvation, as it was written in the beginning of times, which document's name is the Holy Bible. What? And how? How can that be? Well, it's simple with the subtle serpent All he does is just use its vast knowledge of deceits and distractions to inject some poisons into the science of Bible translations, interpretations, transliterations, etc., to create some compromised contemporary versions with more appeal to the flesh than to the spirit. Remember, the Most High is a spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. This appeal to the flesh than to the spirit included the King James Version Bible sales of versions, which had reached no less than 5 billion to souls on earth, according to Guinness Book of Records. Let us keep in mind, as earlier mentioned, that the essence of this message is to show without any doubt the kingdom of the Most High that is within you. There exists many look harmless few words injected by the serpent into the translations, transliterations, and printing exercises of the Bible, which deep impacts and effects on loss of innocent believers cannot be comprehended. It takes the grace of the Most High to find out these deadly poisons that the serpent subtly and mischievously inserted into lots of versions of the Bible prints. Even during the production of the numerous versions of the Holy Bible, the old serpent has no rival ever in subtleties. During translation, transliteration, printing, and marketing, the serpent, having accomplished his opium of deceit, simply folds his hands and what the mischievous poisons do the rest of the work of his dirty works of mass destruction of souls at his behest. Dear brethren, just one word inserted by the serpent into the versions can turn your beliefs completely upside down, making men to quarrel in debates over a word used in the versions rather than focusing on the commandments of the Most High as clearly stated in the Bible scriptures. So this can be summarized that as a man thinketh, so is he. So when you read all the versions, there's a thought in our hearts. Precisely as we think, so we are. And that's what we follow. And if it is in error, we engage in that error. But if it is in righteousness, we'll engage in the correct righteousness. Brethren, we shall stop here today on our subject matter, and to be continued. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button, as well as likes, and your comments are welcome. Remain blessed. My name is Steve Emmanuel Mojugbe, messenger author, Nigerian, mftmseries.com. Copyright reserved. Published by Amazon Worldwide. Thank you once more, and remain blessed.